A few minutes later, police walked this man in handcuffs through the homicide scene. They believe he had a partner who got away.
We're very fortunate that, based on what had happened so far and what we know has happened, that no one was actually injured or hurt in this.
Police say it started with the suspect shooting up a house about a block from where the homicide happened. Investigators confronted the suspects who they say tried to speed off in this stolen car.
Just trying to figure out where this vehicle was going. We knew it turned up the street, but by the time our officers got up here, they were able to see that this vehicle had already crashed out.
I heard a loud bang.
Pedro lives on this block of Mulberry Street. He says his car was spared, but he helped his neighbors sort through the wreck.
When it happens a lot, you just kind of get used to it and pray that it doesn't happen to you. All I do is hit my knees at night, and when I wake up in the morning, hit my knees.
The neighbors and things around here said that this is worse than it was in Agnes in 1972.
The water by Klein Road in Chanceford Township is still high after Friday's flash flooding knocked down trees and power lines, destroyed roads, and uprooted campers from their foundation.
The 15 years that our family's had this cabin, it's never even come up close to the cabin, let alone up and into the cabin.
Mud filled David Montgomery's cabin.
Just enough to leave mud.
The flood washed his boat several feet away and damaged a place he called.
It was our little slice of heaven down here. There was about a 12-foot deck out here, the whole length of the cabin.
But not everyone here still has a roof over their head.
That's the house that's gone, that's the shed that's on that pile of debris.
This Chanceford Township man, 80 days from retirement, lost everything. His home of 7 years, gone.
This would have happened after dark and I'd been in bed, I wouldn't be here.
When you see all this and knowing and finding out later on it happened in 15 minutes, he wouldn't have had time to get out.
And as some try to piece together what's left,
I wonder if it'll ever be the same.
In York County,
the power of nature is amazing.
Tosin Fakile, WGAL News 8.
Ron does it bigger and bigger every year.
Every year. And it goes all the way around. It's a whole nother side.
Merry Christmas, y'all. Yeah, I really couldn't see myself doing anything else this time of the year.
Thank you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, no problem. Today's the 6th annual All You Can Holiday Donation Drive.
Hey, little one. Y'all doing good? How's school going?
The little boy wanted a car.
Which one?
Open-minded, kind-hearted.
Green jacket. Right here's crying.
He'll give his last.
Yeah. No crying today. I was a child who was a victim of neglect myself, and I've woke up many Christmases with nothing.
You want the turtles?
Thousands, if not millions of children that are just like me. Yeah. He want to fight it.
The clothes right here. Food in the back around.
Would you like some ham?
Yes.
It makes me feel happy to see that people who don't have stuff today, they can get the stuff all they need right here.
We have green beans. Yeah.
Oh, it was good. You see, it ain't on my plate no more. It's gone. They had turkey up there too, but I'm not a big turkey eater.
Merry Christmas. To come get a warm meal, feel the love, get embraced.
Oh!
It means the world, not just to them, but to me as well.
Merry Christmas.
From stuffed animals to cars to toy trucks, basketballs, footballs, dolls, you name it. Get the big one, the small one, take whatever one you want, girl.
No, we say Merry Christmas. We say Merry Christmas now.
If I got to be kind of like the vigilante at the top of the building, just looking down at the city, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
Their country has a special place with us.
We're at the Lebanon Expo Center right now. We have a bunch of equipment on display here, but this evening we're doing what we call a family fun night.
Push the gas pedal.
Where? This one?
Yeah. Push.
They say nothing runs like a deer, right? So there's some truth to that.
I have to click on the gas.
This gives a chance for kids to sit on this equipment.
I'm going to be a farmer.
This is a chance to sit in it, get a picture taken with it.
Thank you. Look here.
I like the gators. The gators. That's a John Deere, that's John Deere, and then all the rest of the tractors in here are John Deere's.
Hey, who drives the combine? Grandpa. Him and his cousins come from a long line of farmers, so it's nice to kind of drive. Go to see what Grandpa and them do every day to come out and get to play around themselves. You get up here and drive.
Okay, Charlie, big smile. There you go.
There you go, you got it.
He's doing a good job.
I feel like some of these kids that I'm painting definitely feel like I'm painting the future of farming, definitely. Did I do a good job? Are you gonna be a farmer when you grow up? Think about it. Are you ready? You can come down. There you go.
Welcome to the Harrisburg International Airport.
Before you ever get on a plane,
Daddy will look for the luggage. It's got the blue tag on it.
there's already a lot that goes into traveling.
Grab yours, please.
If you live in Pennsylvania, you're going to have to make a change and get a real ID if you ever want to get on a plane again.
TSA and the federal government require you to get certain documents scanned and verified as opposed to just your normal ID.
There are a lot of steps you have to take to get your real ID, but Harrisburg International Airport wants to cut out the one where you physically have to go to PennDOT. Instead, you can just stop by here.
I'm number 30, so I've got a little bit to go yet.
Diana Dietz stopped by the airport after work to get her documents verified.
Passport, driver's license, something else with our social security card.
When she leaves, she'll have one more step, going home and applying online. A lot of extra work, but she says it's worth it.
I travel a few times a year, so having this for flying is definitely convenient.
She wants to be on time for that October 2020 deadline. And like other travelers, start planning her next landing spot.
How's my traveler?
In Harrisburg, Becca Hendrickson, WGAL News 8.
And I'm from Australia.
It's almost opening night. The kids who have been working for months are giddy with excitement.
I'm like 80 or 90 or something. I don't remember that.
Not just to show off their work, but because this set and this cast and this musical exists in the first place.
Coming from still high, knowing the money problem, I wasn't surprised that we weren't going to have a musical or a play this year.
That's until the police chief stepped in.
Kendall's always here. Part of my job is to improve the quality of life and make sure that the kids here have the same opportunity as other kids in other jurisdictions.
He noticed two things. Stilton High-Spire School District has one of the worst truancy rates in the state at 43%, and his department was arresting more juveniles than anywhere else in Dauphin County.
We want to keep the kids busy because the kids stay out of trouble.
When he saw the district wasn't going to have a school play, he called a nonprofit to come help.
They had mentioned that they just didn't have the resources that they needed to pull off a play this year. They hadn't had one last year.
And then that's when you come in with Hercules, correct?
Yeah. And that partnership turned into a show and a lot of new relationships.
I even called the police chief my cousin.
Now, the kids are just hoping the rest of the community shows up too. In Stilton, Becca Hendrickson, WGAL News 8.